All right, it says we're live. It's actually 9:11 p.m. Central Time here in Wisconsin, and it is 2020. I said I wasn't going to do any live streams for a while, but this one I just feel very compelled to do, so I don't know if anybody's going to come in, and I'm in the dark. Once again, still trying to fight this migraine, tumor, what the hell, whatever it is. Now, if y'all start sending me messages since I'm on my phone, I won't be able to keep up with them. So I got Benji watching, Sister Kelly Kabuski, Sister Melody Dawn, Brother Michael Gale, Benji. Yep, they want no police. Exactly. And just to jump into it, I guess this live stream would be more directed towards the far left. The idiots, because I was watching a video today where they took over, Seattle, and they're like Occupy Wall Street or whatnot. But they said in one of their tweets that the homeless people stole all their food, and this is a serious tweet, and they were asking people that are going to come join or whatever, please bring food, please bring vegetarian food and soy. But I'm just saying. But they're going to occupy the state of Seattle for a while. But they don't want no police. Now, what are the consequences of not having a police officer? Yeah, I know I was going to take a break, but I was watching DM Demott. I was watching some of these videos. Now, when I say I'm going to take a break, I mean take a break from doing a live stream. I'll still interact on YouTube, but just watching Tucker Carlson and all these videos and all these different mayors and cities that want to do away with police officers. And a lot of them are on board, these far left crazy libtards. And there's so many scenarios. You get in a real bad car wreck between you and somebody else. A horrible wreck. What's the first thing they do? I don't care what city or state you're in. They call 911. Somebody kicks in your door, does a home invasion. But you hear them say, a lot of people saying, F the police, F the police. You get your car stolen, your rims stolen off your car, your radio, this and that. Everybody wants to call 911, but now they want to defund the police, which we all know. I know you all know because you've been watching. But taking money from the police officers, and now I believe it was Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was $250 million or $350 million that they're cutting from the police force, and they're giving to Black Lives Matter, so they can create their own type of, police force, etc. Yes, is there bad law enforcement? Absolutely. I would say maybe a very, very small percentage, and the rest are there to help save your lives. And I'm sure there's many people on here that have, I can't read all your comments. Don't kick in the door or I'll introduce them to Jesus. Absolutely, Brother Michael. And that's another thing too. If you get rid of the police, then everybody that, these anarchists, they want total anarchy until they get 5 or 6 dudes that are going to beat the hell out of them, and their intention is to kill them and take whatever supplies they have. It's just silly that Antifa is trying to occupy Seattle since yesterday, and they're already out of food. They're already completely out of food, and they're asking on their website. I watched a video on it, and it's like, seriously, you really think this is going to happen? But this is going to open up Pandora's box, so to speak, if they were to defund police officers and got rid of law enforcement, which I think it'll never happen. But it could, it could be something to do with the New World Order, etc. But what about your babies? What about your little boy, your little girl that's sleeping in the room next door? Not next door, but in the next room over. And then you hear glass break or you hear your door get kicked in. You know it's not the police because the police no longer exist. Because I guess what you wanted really actually happened. You go to reach for the phone, call 911. No, you go to reach for your gun. Well, actually, you don't have one because you don't believe in the Second Amendment. You're a far leftist. And guess what? The people that kicked in your door could give you're a Democrat or a Republican, independent, etc. And they're going to tie you up if they don't just kill you right off the rip. And your children as well, if they don't do horrible things to your children. You're going to have pedophiles that are wide open. No cops, no, this and that, like Mad Max. It just makes no sense to me, and you have so many of these mayors. But what cracks me up is the mayor of Minneapolis. I watched that video a couple days where he was bawling and crying as he was on his knees next to George Floyd's casket. And I tell you what, I've seen crocodile tears. Those were the most pathetic tears I've ever seen. Even if you squirted a gallon of Visine in his eyes, it probably still wouldn't have dripped out of his eyes. And he sat there for like 20 minutes and jiggling his head like he was crying and this and that. Well, if you go back and then if you look at what just happened to him at a George Floyd rally outside of his home, he happened to walk up and hang out and talk to some people. And this is a viral video. And he walked up to the stage and the woman said, "Do you promise that you're going to defund the police department and you're going to get rid of the police?" And he basically flat out said, "I'm sorry, no, I can't do that." So she asked again, "Are you going to defund and get rid of police altogether, this and that, blah, blah." And he said, "I can't." Then all of a sudden, he was this huge hero. Then all of a sudden, everyone turned their backs and they're like, "Get out of here," blah, 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 blah. I can't remember his name. He's a whack nut. He reminds me of Justin Trudeau's little brother or something. And they turned their back on him in a heartbeat because he basically said, no, he's not going to defund the police department or whatever. But I think in certain states that have no respect for law enforcement, I keep getting people jumping in and jumping out, probably because of the quality of the live stream here, but is what it is about the message. But 19 in the house, and I appreciate everybody coming in. But a lawless society to get rid of, that's where we're at in 2020. We're approaching 2021, and this is what we're talking about. Not we, but a lot of people are talking about defund or get rid of law enforcement altogether. Are you all stupid? Are you batshit crazy? I think maybe they should do something like a driver's license. And if you hate the police and you get like an ID, I don't know, something weird. And if something bad happens, well, since you said F the police and we don't want the police, then you should not have the right to call 911. You should not have the right to have a police officer put his or her lives on the line to save you. Yes, have they done bad things? Absolutely. Absolutely. I just watched that video from Sister Queen where that girl was shot 8 times. And then, from, I can't remember her name right off the bat, and I feel bad for that, but, the police had a no-knock warrant. Actually, the guy that they were looking for, they caught 10 miles down the road at his residence. She was a nurse, and no, she was an EMT and was planning on being a nurse, and they rammed in the door. Now, I'm telling you what, if I'm sound asleep on my bed and I hear the door get smashed in and a bunch of dudes come running in, and they don't say it's us, the police, even though they're saying that, even if they do, even if they say they're the police, you know how many home invasions have happened throughout the years because people, felons, whatever you want to call them, scumbags like me, Raul says I'm scumbag, but I'm done with that little situation. But you don't know if they're actually the cops either. They could be 4 or 5 guys down the street, and they know you check some kind of, or cash some kind of check, or they know you got a pound of weed or something. I don't know. They bust in that door and they yell, "Sheriff's Department" or police. You don't know who it truly is. But apparently these officers did not. They said they did, and which was so freaking ironic that all the officers have their body cams, which I think is a bunch of BS. But but that's the lawlessness that these young communists want to be. Antifa, Black Lives Matter. I'm not racist, but of all law enforcement, it's just not going to happen. And if you want to do that, then guess who moves in? The military. And then you're definitely living in a police state. And if that don't work, guess what? They might bring in the UN. You want to talk about the UN? Do your research on them. Shoot, they rape women and children, cut men's heads off, shoot and kill them on sight. They're disgusting. They are definitely ministers of Satan. But defunding the police over an incident which was very, very horrible. And a lot of y'all think that he's still alive. I'm not going that route. And Sister Queen made a great point. Since he was diagnosed with COVID, isn't he supposed to be cremated? I believe so. And some people that are cremated, they still have a casket. They'll put the ashes in there or whatever. They still have the same ceremony or whatever. Do I agree that he's a martyr and a great guy or whatever? I think he was somebody trying to get back on his feet who had a past. All of us have a past. Even, if you go through and put in locked and loaded testimony or, Brother Mark Rouse, we all have testimonies. We've all messed up in the past. Does that give you the right to die? Absolutely not. Like I said, though, if you molest a child or rape a woman or murder somebody and you're spotted doing it out of malice and hate and you're just a sicko, hell yeah, you deserve to die right then and there. No questions asked, like they do in the Philippines. There used to be a real bad drug problem in the Philippines till that new president was elected, and shoot, they were just dragging them out of the car and freaking executing them right there in the streets. If they had visual and saw them passing drugs, and I think I don't know the exact number, but I think it was 92% of all drug use and drug deals went down after doing that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying it worked for the Philippines. Don't want it to happen here. I might hand somebody some BC powder or something and look like cocaine. Next thing you know, I'm getting shot in the head. But all I'm saying is people on the left, you far left, glitter snorting, crayon chewing, Play-Doh eating, whiteout huffing, Teletubby dry humping, whack jobs, living in mommy's basement, getting paid by Grandpa George Soros while you're sitting on his lap, giving him some kind of something nasty. Go ahead and keep preaching the stupid defund cops, and you're going to have a lot of cops that are going to resign because they're not going to put their life on the line anymore, and to protect your all's sorry asses because you sit there and whine. I just love it. If you all go back, I'm sorry, I'm rambling. Took my sleep meds and I'm about to fall out. But if you ever watch some of the Antifa videos, you'll see Antifa screaming F the police, and then somebody will like squirt something in their face from like a Trump supporter or whatever, and they'll start screaming for the cop to arrest them. That just shows you how hypocritical people can be. It just makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. And like Sister Queen and I have talked about, is are we ever going to be, a nation that's not racially divided? Absolutely not. You got the Al Sharptons, you got even the Jesse Jackson and others. They're race baiters, Where's Al Sharpton? Where's he in the streets of Chicago? I think in the last week or two, there's been over 60 shootings. I don't know how many deaths, but how come Al Sharpton is not showing his skinny old bony face there? Where's Jesse Jackson? That's black on black crime. And then I was watching RT News with ABL was on there. If you don't know who ABL, check out his channel. I was excited to see him because I've talked to him plenty of times on the phone back in the day, and he made it to RT News. But shoot, I forgot what the heck I was saying. Anyways, I'm not seeing any comments. Okay. Actually, yeah, I do. Yes. Shall even a police precinct. Yeah, Brother Michael Gale, Antifa has is 6 blocks in Seattle. But if you have Twitter, I saw it actually on the news. But they're sitting there whining about that the homeless people stole all their food and to go ahead and bring them food that's preferably vegan and this and that and bring plenty of soy. I mean, it's hilarious. Oh, look at you, Bubba the Love Sponge. Bubba News, all in one word, all in one news. How you doing, brother? Much love. Sisters, Ellie's Life's in the house. It's a lot harder on the phone to see the comments. Al Sharpton, Jesse Jackson are race baiting. Absolutely. Huge, big time. If you look at old videos back when Al Sharpton was around, he only pops his ugly head, but man, he used to be a freaking fatty. And now he's numb but skin and bones. And he owes IRS like, I don't know, $8 million last I heard. And was invited into the White House through the Obama administration, like, I don't know if it was 180 times or 80 times or whatever, while owing IRS 80 or, I don't remember, $8 million. Shoot. If I owed IRS 50 cents, they'd probably come in and shoot me. But I don't know. All I'm saying is they want to talk about you now, and we have Sister Angel Cortita, who's in law enforcement, an officer, and she's a great sister in Christ. She's got an awesome voice, and it just shows you behind every badge there really are great people, but there's bad people everywhere. Like the black on black crime and Baltimore, Maryland, and Chicago. But that's what I was getting at. ABL was on RT News I'll have to put a link in the description afterwards. I'm so proud, like I said, proud of him. But he was talking to this other, he was being interviewed, like where they have the two screens. And she said, what the heck did she say? That there is no such thing black on black crime. It's a conspiracy. And I mean, his face, I mean, he was laughing, like not laughing out of, haha, black people are dying. Of her, he was laughing at her ignorance. There is no such thing as black on black crime. That happens every single day in Chicago, in other cities, gang members killing each other. For people to come on and say there's no such thing as black on black crime, it's a conspiracy. I couldn't believe it. I mean, she lobbed him a softball and pretty much knocked that one out of the park as well. So if you ever, like I said, if you don't know ABL, look him up. He's freaking awesome. Brother Mark Brandon's in the house. Brother JB's in the house. Love Pugs is in the house. Great to see you. DB. I'm sorry for all the harassment from Prophet Easy. That's about as far as I'm going to say his name, but you handled yourself very well and you had me cracking up. You're spot on, locked and loaded. Yeah, see, exactly. Thank you, brother. White Boy 5187. He owed, well, he still does. He owes millions of dollars. And you don't see him shoot, like, yeah, if it was me and you, that much money, holy crap, they would throw us under the prison. ABL on RT1. Oh, yeah, you saw that too. I was so proud of him. I was like, man, he's moving up like the Jeffersons, but he sees through all the bull crap. Just because of the color of your skin, he knows right from wrong. And there's times I've thought things that I'm like, nah, that was wrong. And then once he starts talking it out, I'm like, oh, well, that makes a lot of sense. So, but we cannot do away with police officers. Got kids that go to school. You got bullies. You got banks. You got little grandma and grandpa down the street. This isn't going to be Mad Max. And these people really honestly think that this is what's going to help the country. Do away with all law enforcement and we'll just fend for ourselves. Antifa has been in Seattle for maybe 2 days solid, and they're already begging for food. They're begging for food on Twitter. Look it up. It's ridiculous. But it's funny, though. Vegan and soy, yeah, sucking that soy milk down. Got little soy boys. Anyways, that's just the video I wanted to do. Like I said, I'm going to take a break. And mainly when I say take a break, I'm done with the whole... the Prophet Easy One shit. Pardon my French. He can make as many videos as he wants. I'll send him the money tomorrow, but he'll just shut up. I'm not giving into it. But yeah, you know what? I thought, well, he does kind of have a valid point. The only reason why it's valid is because I know that check or whatever, it's out there. It's floating out there somewhere. It might be in the trash. So I'm not going to be out. I started doing the math. I was so angry, but I was like, wait a minute. Just cancel the check. There's $35 and just, PayPal him $100. Shit, I'll do it on live stream, so you can't lie about that. But not his fault. And it's not my fault, but I never want to talk to him again. But getting off that topic, keep an eye on Seattle and see how great they do when it comes to anarchy. Some of these, they're just crawling out of mommy and daddy's basements, can't even hardly open their eyes because, they haven't seen sunlight in so long because they've been on their video games. Yeah, take a break. Or I give me a break. Yeah, I can't, yeah. Well, I said I was gonna take a break from YouTube. I really meant it, but I started watching that crap in Seattle and defunding the police officers. You know how many police officers are resigning because of that, and how many police officers are actually taking their life? The good ones. The suicide rate is unbelievable. What's up, Wake Up? Are you going live, sweetie? Like I said, if you go back early, I took my sleeping meds, my strong ones. What the frick are they called? No. Helps with PTSD as well. So if I take them a little early, it's a bad situation. Yep, going live soon. You want to throw a link in there, a Wake Up to your channel? So if anybody wants to follow you over there. Did I just see Sister Queen? She's awesome. She did 2 videos today. I was shocked. A Wake Up, I'd love to, but like I said, I was just showing you my sleep meds. I'm like, ugh. As soon as I close my eyes, I'm out. I always knew, Benji, always knew that shit was going to hit the fan, but I just didn't expect it was going to happen this way. Figured it'd kind of start out a little slower. Alexandria, I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but I watched a video where the cop will resign from these democratic cities and go to conservative cities and states. You know, okay. Right down there at the bottom, you'll see Wake Up's link. If y'all want to click on it, please click on it. Show her some love and support. She's going to be doing a live stream. A Wake Up. If I would have known, I wouldn't have took my sleeping meds. So soon I got to take another trip to North Michigan tomorrow. It's only 2.5 hour drive. So, oh yeah, I'm going to be out like a light. As soon as I jump off of this. Pockets 2, thank you for sticking around. And I started reading everybody's comments, you know, and I was watching and just listening to all the BS. And I seen that it was, you know, I don't blame you all for 99 Justin. I'm about out. But what happened between me and Raul or whatnot, even when I was watching the replay just to hear more of whatever he was saying, I felt sick to my stomach, and I was like, and I felt bad that, you know, a lot of y'all watched that, and that's not what this channel is all about. So, and much love to you, brother Mark Rouse. Love that song, but not but about your 5 more minutes. All right, I'm getting off. Jeez. All right, everybody. Wake Up. Can you put your link up one more time, sister? Benji's drooling. He wants to get over there because I keep talking. White boy 5187. I love it. Ms. Mary lurking around. Great to see you, sister. Once again, what's going to happen if you're one of those crazy far leftists that don't want the cops, it's just going to be a free-for-all for anarchists, etc., or the creep down the street that's always wanted, watches you in a weird way, and then next thing you know, somebody kicks in your door, you've got a knife to your throat, you got a gun to your head or whatever, and you get raped. And I guarantee you they won't shoot and kill you because there's no cops. They're not worried about getting in trouble. They're not worried about going to court. So guess what? A couple nights more later again, bam. Or you're going to see militias. You're going to see a lot of militias out there. So, yeah, I know. I need to get off here. Can't even think straight. Oh, you're saying the sleeping meds are making me drool? Probably. They work good, though, when I can't sleep. Get them weapons ready. Absolutely, Alexandria. You got to protect your family. All right, once again, sister, a wake up. We'll be going live. If y'all want to, well, I'm asking you, please go over there. Most of all of y'all are subscribed to her. And go hang out with a wake up and listen to some good news. Not so much music anymore because of copyrights, but and listen to Tinfoil if she hops on there. She cracks me up. But all right, much love. Fear no man, never fear death. Get right with God. Fight the good fight, and always stay locked and loaded. Yeah, so much for a 10-minute live stream. 31 minutes and 22 seconds. I'm going to sleep. Love y'all. Later.